So I was scrolling through YouTube one day, as one normally does, and an old Dangerously Funny video popped up on my recommended, a 50k farm tour and Q&A, and I randomly had an idea to make a video reviewing that farm. And well, this is that video. I'll be rating it on 3 things: aesthetics, usability, and do I personally like it? All of these categories are somewhat subjective, but please keep in mind that I'm an unfailable god that makes no mistakes ever, so remember that before you make a comment. Right off the bat, I'm gonna have to drop a few points on usability for this crystallarium and keg setup. For some reason, he just has them lying out in the open, which I guess looks decent, but 2 sheds would probably look about the same, if not better, and be leagues and bounds more efficient. I like this path down. I didn't really like the lamps at first because they were cutting off the path, but it's actually grown on me in the last 15 seconds I've been looking at it. The wood on wood aesthetic also looks super nice. I also like the sprinkler just perfectly slotted in here. The more ancient fruit, the better. The path slotted in on the right side I like, and he definitely made the right path choice. The rocks look super nice and natural. However, I am not a fan of this path jumble. The random pattern to the left of the door looks kinda nice, but the fruit trees they just don't fit in here at all. They might look a bit nicer when they're fully grown, but right now, definitely not a good look in my opinion. And this weird wood path below on the right side of the slime hutch just looks terrible. Moving on. While I might not personally use the slime hutch, I think here it looks pretty nice honestly, and like DF says, it's just kind of fun to have one. This pattern next to the kegs and crystallariums is actually really nice. I really dig it. Although this one next to the crystallarium kind of triggers me a lot. And speaking of mildly infuriating, random crops are missing. Random tiles are not tilled. This does kind of make my blood boil slightly, even though I do the same thing. His greenhouse is pretty standard with full ancient fruit and berry trees, although his sprinkler setup is slightly questionable. It does look pretty cool. And I mean, it does get the job done, I guess. The uneven statues of perfection above the greenhouse actually trigger me a ton, not gonna lie. But other than that, I'm digging the whole statue setup beside the greenhouse, and the shrine to the capsule looks awesome. His golden clock setup looks amazing also. I'm a big fan. The path and lead up look super cool, and the flowers are a great addition. One more thing I figured I should mention quickly that I forgot to mention earlier. This was done on around the 1.2 or the 1.3 patch, so he doesn't have access to a lot of the things that we would have in 1.5. The grandpa setup looks decent, with some bonus points for good use of space with the silos, and the 2 giant melons are a nice touch. But getting another one would be cool if he could fit it in there somehow, or if they were back to back. The tree path is really nice, I like it a lot. It reminds me of those nice residential streets with a tree canopy. Great look, however, I'm really not a fan of this tapper place because the trees are so close together that only some of them can grow. So you just have these ugly half-grown trees in the middle, which is not a good look in the slightest. Other than that, that bottom area looks really nice, so good use of the paths and trees. Moving onwards, the star fruit design looks pretty cool and the sprinklers are a great use of space. The animal layout is decent, but that grass is super overkill on the chicken side, but I kinda like the look of it, so it doesn't really matter. Also, this coop just stuffed with eggs and feathers is so satisfying. I really want to do this on my own, not gonna lie. The rest of the field is mainly ancient fruit, which I can get behind. More money the better, and ancient fruit is pretty good money. And remember when we had to put pads under sprinklers so tilling wouldn't break them? Good times, man, good times. His quarry is pretty cool with a bunch of gemstones built up over the 100 years this farm has been active for. The rest of the map/farm is pretty standard. I'm pretty sure he has almost 100% on this farm, although he doesn't show his collections or anything like that in this video. I think this farm gets a solid 9 out of 10 for aesthetics and a 8 out of 10 for efficiency. Super nice farm, but it had some issues with missing crops, the tree placement, and some other general dumb nitpicking on my part. 8.5 overall. Also, let me know any other YouTubers' farms I should review. Remember, this video isn't super serious, mainly for fun, also sub to DF. Bye.